first character to possess the Mangekyō Sharingan in the anime was Ōtsutsuki Hagoromo. Although the anime does not clearly depict the form of his eyes or their specific abilities, undeniable evidence shows that he once used a gigantic Susanoo to fight against his mother Kaguya, along with the Ten Tails. This confirms that his Mangekyō Sharingan did exist and played a crucial role. Next came his son, Indra Ōtsutsuki. Unlike Hagoromo, Indra's powers were portrayed more explicitly. He awakened the Mangekyō Sharingan after killing two of his most loyal subordinates. While the exact abilities of his eyes were never fully explained, the anime revealed that Indra could wield an exceptionally powerful ninjutsu called Kagutsuchi, strikingly similar to the Amaterasu we are familiar with. In addition, he could summon a massive Susanoo through his left eye, resembling Sasuke's version. The combined might of Kagutsuchi and Susanoo made Indra one of the most formidable shinobi of his era. Interestingly, these abilities bear a strong resemblance to Sasuke's, almost as if Indra's powers were the very precursor to those Sasuke would later inherit. The first human to awaken the Mangekyō Sharingan was Madara Uchiha. The exact moment when Madara unlocked this power remains unknown, but since he lived during a time of endless warfare, he witnessed nearly all of his brothers fall in battle. That immense grief and loss triggered the awakening of his eyes. Thanks to the Mangekyō Sharingan, Madara became one of the strongest shinobi of his generation. His power grew even greater when he took the eyes of his dying younger brother, Izuna, after a battle against Tobirama. From then on, Madara possessed the eternal Mangekyō Sharingan. This form was unique in that it eliminated the greatest drawback of the ordinary Mangekyō Sharingan, the heavy chakra toll that led to the deterioration of vision. Many, like Itachi, went nearly blind from overuse, but Madara did not. With the eternal Mangekyō Sharingan, he could harness the full extent of its power without fear of losing his sight. After the successful transplant, Madara returned to the battlefield at his peak, clashing head-on with Hashirama Senju. However, one notable point is that the series never explicitly revealed the unique abilities of Madara's Mangekyō Sharingan. Most of what is known comes from cutscenes in the games, where it is suggested that he had the ability to perceive time itself, and possibly even reverse it. Though not officially confirmed, this detail led many to believe that Madara's eyes granted him a transcendent awareness surpassing that of all other Sharingan users. This belief was further reinforced during the Fourth Great Ninja War. When resurrected, Madara fought thousands of shinobi simultaneously without taking a single hit, showcasing superhuman prediction and reflexes. Moreover, he controlled Susanoo with flawless mastery, unleashing it against the five Kage in a battle that nearly obliterated the entire battlefield. Apart from Madara, his younger brother, Izuna Uchiha, also awakened the Mangekyō Sharingan. However, within the main storyline, Izuna was never shown directly using its powers, and the unique abilities of his eyes remain a complete mystery. Even so, fans have speculated heavily about this. The most prominent theory suggests that Izuna possessed Kagutsuchi, a ninjutsu tied to controlling the flames of Amaterasu. This theory is supported by the detail that Tobirama Senju demonstrated clear knowledge of Kagutsuchi when witnessing Sasuke use it. Since Izuna was one of the very few Mangekyo users Tobirama personally fought against, the theory becomes all the more convincing. Obito Uchiha awakened the Mangekyō Sharingan after witnessing the death of the person he loved. His childhood was filled with hardship. Shortly after awakening his Sharingan, he was crushed in a devastating rockfall. Before losing consciousness, Obito gave one of his Sharingan eyes to his friend, Kakashi. Later, after witnessing Rin's death, both Obito and Kakashi awakened the Mangekyō Sharingan. Obito's Mangekyō Sharingan was among the most unique and versatile in the entire series, thanks to the technique Kamui. Kamui allowed him to manipulate space-time in ways few could rival. Unlike Kakashi's Kamui, which operated at long range, Obito's version worked at close range, enabling him to render his body intangible by shifting it into another dimension, making all physical attacks pass through harmlessly. He could also transport himself, his allies, or even his enemies into the Kamui dimension, where he could easily imprison anyone. This ability made Obito nearly invincible in battle. Even Naruto, Kakashi, and Guy had to coordinate closely to understand and counter him. Throughout the series, countless shinobi fell victim to Kamui, demonstrating just how overwhelming this power truly was. One remarkable point is that Obito never went blind, despite the typical drawback of Mangekyō Sharingan users losing their vision over time. The reason lies in the Hashirama cells implanted in his body, which granted him extraordinary regenerative ability and vast chakra reserves. Thanks to this, Obito's Mangekyo eyes never burned out, allowing him to use Kamui continuously without suffering the usual limitations of sight or stamina. Kakashi Hatake's Mangekyo Sharingan was the very eye gifted to him by Obito. This eye also carried the Kamui technique, but its power contrasted with Obito's. While Obito's Kamui specialized in close-range use, Kakashi's was a long-range technique. The first time we saw Kakashi employ Kamui was when he tore off Deidara's arm from a distance. As he gradually mastered the ability, Kakashi used Kamui in increasingly impressive ways, particularly during his battle against Pain. In one instance, when Pain fired a nail at him, Kakashi warped it into another dimension with Kamui. In another, when Asurapath launched a missile at Choji, Kakashi poured his entire chakra and strength into one final Kamui, transporting the missile away. This not only saved Choji's life, but also protected vital information. During the Fourth Great Ninja War, Kakashi pushed his mastery further, using Mangekyō Sharingan to warp massive objects, including Biju, into another dimension, rescuing many allies from danger. Eventually, he even managed to phase himself into the Kamui dimension to confront Obito directly. It's fair to say that Kakashi wielded the Mangekyō Sharingan with exceptional skill throughout the series. However, excessive use of Mangekyō Sharingan caused his vision to deteriorate over time. Later, Kakashi temporarily received Obito's spirit, which granted him the awakening of Mangekyō Sharingan in both eyes. This allowed him to summon his most powerful Susanoo, armed with the devastating Kamui Shuriken Jutsu, a technique he used with great effect against Kaguya. After the battle, Kakashi lost the Mangekyō Sharingan entirely, and from that point on, he was no longer known as the Copy Ninja, as he no longer possessed the legendary eyes that defined his reputation. And now, we come to the Mangekyō Sharingan. I consider the most impressive, the eyes of Itachi Uchiha. This is one of the most versatile and enigmatic Mangekyō Sharingan in the ninja world. Itachi awakened these eyes after witnessing the death of his close friend, Shisui Uchiha. From that moment, he gained access to two terrifying abilities, Tsukuyomi and Amaterasu. First is Tsukuyomi, the ultimate genjutsu. Within the entire Naruto universe, Itachi's Tsukuyomi is regarded as the most dangerous illusion because it not only deceives the victim's mind, but also completely alters their perception of time. Inside the illusionary world, Itachi can torture his target for hours, days, or even years, while in reality only a few seconds pass. A prime example is when Itachi used Tsukuyomi on Kakashi. Kakashi endured 72 hours of continuous mental torment, while in reality, mere seconds had passed. The effect was so severe that Kakashi had to be hospitalized and was out of commission for days. Tsukuyomi can only be resisted by someone with an exceptionally strong Sharingan, Sasuke for instance. But even then, escaping a complete Tsukuyomi is nearly impossible. Next is Amaterasu, the black flames of destruction. This is one of the most iconic techniques of the Mangekyō Sharingan, creating black flames that burn until their target is completely incinerated. What makes this so terrifying is that the flames ignite precisely wherever Itachi focuses his gaze, making them virtually unavoidable. He used Amaterasu to escape Jiraiya's toad stomach technique, to burn through Sasuke's fire style, and after being resurrected with Edo Tensei, to nullify Nagato's animal path summoning. These flames never extinguish naturally, and can only be sealed away, proving the terrifying destructive potential of Itachi's Mangekyō Sharingan. In addition, Itachi possessed one of the most mysterious Susanoo, an orange, almost Megazord-like avatar wielding the Totsuka blade, which could seal anything it pierced, and the Yata mirror, which could repel all attacks. Combined with Tsukuyomi and Amaterasu, Itachi's Mangekyō Sharingan was truly one of the most formidable weapons in the ninja world, making him a nearly invincible shinobi. Next is the Mangekyō Sharingan of Shisui Uchiha, an eye endowed with one of the most devastating abilities in the entire ninja world. How Shisui awakened his Mangekyō Sharingan was never shown in the anime, but it is believed he was among the earliest to obtain it, which helped him become one of the strongest Uchiha of his era. The defining power of Shisui's Mangekyo was the genjutsu Kotoamatsukami. This is considered one of the most powerful genjutsu in Uchiha history. Unlike Tsukuyomi, which overwhelms the target's mind with illusions, Kotoamatsukami allows the user to implant thoughts and commands directly into the target's mind without them realizing they are being controlled. Because of this, the technique is virtually undetectable and allows Shisui to prevent conflicts before they even begin. With Kotoamatsukami, Shisui once proposed a plan to the third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, to prevent civil war within the Uchiha clan. He intended to use the technique on Fugaku, the Uchiha leader, to erase his desire to rebel against Konoha. However, Danzo, who deeply distrusted Shisui, stole Kotoamatsukami and sought to use it to manipulate the shinobi leadership and declare himself the sixth Hokage. Ultimately, Danzo was defeated by Sasuke and never had the chance to fully wield this power. Moreover, the crow possessed by Itachi also contained a fragment of Shisui's Kotoamatsukami. Thanks to this, Itachi was able to break free from Kabuto's Edo Tensei control and nullify the summoning altogether. This shows that even without Shisui directly using his powers, his abilities played a crucial role throughout the story and demonstrated just how powerful and strategically invaluable Kotoamatsukami truly was. Sasuke Uchiha is a prominent figure who possesses a powerful Mangekyō Sharingan, though his way of using it is not overly complex. After the death of his brother Itachi, Sasuke awakened his Mangekyō Sharingan and inherited the ability of Amaterasu, the black flames of immense destructive power. These flames aided him in many battles, most notably against Killer Bee, where Sasuke unleashed Amaterasu to burn his opponent and temporarily suppress his strength. Remarkably, Sasuke also demonstrated the ability to control and extinguish Amaterasu, which allowed him to save Karin in time when she was accidentally caught in the blaze. Sasuke did not stop at Amaterasu. He unlocked a unique technique that even Itachi never possessed, Kagutsuchi. This ability allowed him to manipulate and shape the black flames at will, transforming Amaterasu into a far more versatile and lethal weapon. A clear example was during the 5 Kage Summit, when Sasuke hurled black flames at Raikage, Gaara, and the Shinobi Alliance, while simultaneously cloaking his Susanoo in Amaterasu, rendering himself nearly invulnerable. Even Raikage lost an arm when he struck Sasuke's blazing Susanoo. Furthermore, Sasuke used Kagutsuchi to coat his Susanoo's arrows in Amaterasu, turning them into deadly projectiles. During the Fourth Great Ninja War, he combined Amaterasu with Naruto's Rasen Shuriken, creating offensives that were both destructive and defensive in nature. Thanks to his unparalleled control and adaptability over Amaterasu, Sasuke is regarded as the most formidable wielder of the Black Flames ever to exist in the shinobi world. Aside from the characters already mentioned in this video, there are still several other shinobi who possess the Mangekyō Sharingan, though their unique powers were never fully revealed. First is Fugaku Uchiha, the father of Itachi and Sasuke, who was known to have awakened the Mangekyō Sharingan and was even said to have the ability to control the Nine Tails, which at the time was under the custody of the Hidden Leaf. However, he never demonstrated these eyes in battle, or at least nothing has ever been shown to us. Fugaku kept his Mangekyō Sharingan a closely guarded secret, to the extent that neither the Uchiha clan nor other members of the Leaf knew he possessed this power. A similar case applies to other Uchiha, such as Naori Uchiha, a member briefly shown in a flashback. She awakened her Mangekyō Sharingan when she tried to save her close friend. Naka Uchiha, a trusted comrade of Naori, also awakened the Mangekyō Sharingan, but he became obsessed with the technique Izanagi. Overusing this power, he began slaughtering some of his own clan members. Faced with this tragedy, Naori was forced to use Izanami, a jutsu designed to trap its victim in an endless cycle until they confront reality and accept the truth. After a long struggle within Izanami's illusory loop, Naka eventually acknowledged his mistakes, accepted his fate, and was finally released from the cycle. Another figure, Rai, was born into the Uchiha clan and awakened his Sharingan at an early age, later achieving his own Mangekyō Sharingan. During the warring era between ninja clans, Rai and his comrades encountered a formidable enemy who ambushed them and slaughtered most of his team. In a desperate move, Rai sacrificed his left eye to activate Izanagi, altering the outcome of the battle. He annihilated his enemies and boldly declared that the Uchiha were invincible thanks to the 2 alternate techniques. His mastery over a forbidden jutsu allowed Rai to rise as the leader of a small shinobi group. However, his reign was short-lived. He was eventually challenged and slain by Madara Uchiha, who used Izanagi against him to claim victory. Moving on to Boruto, we encounter a shinobi who, despite not being a member of the Uchiha clan, wields the Mangekyō Sharingan, Shin. Unlike other Mangekyō Sharingan users, Shin is not a true Uchiha. He is merely a fanatic, so devoted to the clan that he sought to emulate them. Originally, Shin was one of Orochimaru's experiments, and may have acquired his Mangekyō Sharingan through the transplanted eyes Orochimaru collected after the Uchiha massacre. Shin's Mangekyō Sharingan grants him a unique ability, remote manipulation of metallic objects marked with his special seal. This allows him to control blades and shuriken mid-air, redirecting their trajectory to strike targets with deadly precision. Beyond this, Shin can open space portals to teleport instantly, somewhat reminiscent of Obito's Kamui. These portals enabled him to move swiftly between specific locations on Earth, most notably giving him direct access to his hidden base. However, unlike Kamui, Shin's ability does not grant intangibility. It merely enhances his mobility and flexibility without allowing him to cross into alternate dimensions. Still, this power made him a major threat during Boruto's early arcs, until he was ultimately defeated by the combined efforts of Sakura, Naruto, and Sasuke. Now we arrive at the final character on this list to awaken the Mangekyō Sharingan, Sarada Uchiha. Sarada first showcased her ocular powers in the latest events of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, specifically in Chapter 20. Although she had awakened her Mangekyō Sharingan at the end of Boruto Next Generations, the true extent of her powers was not revealed until much later. During the battle against the Shinjuri, Sarada used her Mangekyō Sharingan to create a black hole capable of pulling everything around it into another dimension. With this ability, she rescued her teammates, who were under complete enemy control. Sarada's Mangekyō Sharingan also features a unique design, and so far, its only confirmed power is this black hole technique. However, judging by the precedent of previous Mangekyō users, she's likely to unlock additional abilities, possibly including Susanoo, which has not yet been revealed. Sarada's space-manipulating ability demonstrates enormous potential, perhaps even approaching the level of Obito's Kamui. a formidable space-time distortion technique. This suggests that her Mangekyō Sharingan may very well become one of the most powerful and devastating dojutsu in the entire series. Even the black hole ability alone already proves her overwhelming strength and effectiveness. And that concludes the list of all Mangekyō Sharingan that have appeared in Naruto and Boruto. Do you have any theories about the mysterious, unrevealed powers of other Mangekyō Sharingan, such as those of Madara, Izuna, or Fugaku? Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. Also, don't forget to share which Mangekyō Sharingan is your favorite. Thank you for watching until the very end of the video, and we'll see you in the upcoming content.